Hello, and welcome once again to Monetize Your Mind, that program that equips you with knowledge, strategies, and inspiration to thrive in today's digital economy. I am your host, Adiola Gbadibo, and today is very special as it is our concluding broadcast for the Q3 2025. Theme: Monetize Your Mind, turning ideas into industry. So far, over the past few weeks, we've talked through a step-by-step journey on how to identify, to validate, to scale and sustain ideas into structures that build industries and create wealth. Today we are going to tie everything together, recall some of the powerful quotes we shared, and leave you with a clear blueprint you can apply in order to monetize your ideas and turning them into industry. The very first episode was about the human mind, your greatest asset. We began by trying to understand the power of the human mind, the birthplace of every idea. Try to let you understand how powerful that human mind is. And I remember talking about, how to build up the muscles of your mind, and I spoke about atrophy of disuse, a medicine where, because you do not use a particular muscle, it doesn't grow as much as the one that you use usually, which is what normally happens to people who have maybe one bad hand or one bad leg. You usually see that the bad leg is thinner than the good leg, or if it is hand, also it appears that way. Why? Because the muscles of their strong leg or their strong arm is constantly in use, while that of the other weaker hand or leg is not in use. Therefore, those muscles do not grow. What do I mean? The more you task your brain, the more you task your mind to generate ideas, the better ideas it can generate. If you keep asking it to continue to be a strategic idea generator, you will be amazed at the quality of ideas that your mind will keep generating. You remember this quote? Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, by Napoleon Hill. Then we move to the second episode, where we talked about from inspiration to infrastructure, meaning putting structure into your idea, being able to organize your ideas and put it into structures, processes, and different things. So when we said we learn how raw ideas must be transformed into systems, processes, and structures. Systems, processes, and structures. That is an idea that is not properly arranged, that the processes are not clearly defined, and is not structured, will not thrive. It's like the seed from the parable of the sower that was sown into thorns, in the midst of thorns, and as they tried to grow, the thorns didn't allow it to grow. Remember that story? Good. It's the same thing. When ideas are not well structured, no systems around it, no processes established, to deliver it, then it will be choked. It will not grow because it's actually in that seed in the midst of thorns. And the and we gave a quote when we spoke about vision without execution is hallucination. No matter the idea you have put on ground, if you are unable to to execute it, it just remains a dream. It's much more like an hallucination. That's tongue twisting. Sorry. So, vision without execution is hallucination by Thomas Edison. In the third week, we spoke about ideas validation across markets and cultures. Here we explored how to test your ideas, to refine them, and adapt them across different environments. You need to test your ideas. You need to, from the tests, you begin to see things that you need to readjust, you need to review. And you ensure that you adapt it to different environments. Listen, I tell you, every idea or system, a service or a product that cannot work across different cultures is not a global product. That product must be able to solve the same problem. That idea must be able to solve that same problem across all regions, all races, all cultures. That's when you know that it's a sustainable product. So you have to test the idea. You need to validate it and test it across markets and cultures. The quote was when we said, "Don't find customers for your product, find products for your customers," by Seth Godin. I don't know, maybe you understand what that means. Stop looking for customers for your products. Just find the products that your customers will buy. Find the products for them. Find it, which means what you are doing is that you are solving their pain points. You are solving their problems. When you solve their problems, they will come. When your product or your service or idea is one that solves a problem for them, solving a pain point for them, they will come for it. They will surely come. So episode 4, we spoke about converting local brilliance into global industry. Don't be a local champion. Be a globally accepted, a globally acceptable, build or produce, manufacture a globally accepted product. Don't just do a product that is loved in a particular locality. That kind of product is not set for the global stage. So we discussed about leveraging local insights for global relevance, branding for a global audience, and engaging diaspora and partners. Why? If you have a product in Nigeria that you want to launch into the market, the product is for the international market, you don't just talk. You sample your ideas across different cultures. You get the buy-in of the people in the diaspora. I want to do something like this. Do you think this kind of thing will sell, in the US? Do you think it will sell in Canada? Do you think this thing will sell in the UK? And then you allow through your relationships, your friends, families, and other people who are your acquaintances that who are in the diaspora. You can use them to help you test your products. They can test those products for you and tell you how it will work in that place. That's how you will now adapt that product to their needs. So our quote there for that week was, think global, act local. Meaning, within what you are doing, you have to start it, from your vicinity. Don't just say you want to go and start something in the US. Have you started it? Is it working in Nigeria? So as you started locally, but your mindset is that of a global product. So you know that it is global, it's going global. And so you are careful about the packaging, you are careful about, the finishing, you're careful about those things, those minute things that would not matter to an average Nigerian, but matters indeed to other people. So you engage those people in the diaspora and your partners so that they can help you, shaping the idea, which is a brilliant one, but from just being brilliant to a global industry, to a global industry. So that's what we talked about. Think global, but act local. In the 5th episode, we talked about the power of platforms and digital leverage. The social media has given everyone a level playing ground. The billionaire, the very poor in the society, as long as they have access to the social media, they all have the same advantage. It's a level playing ground. So, the episode highlighted, how digital tools, social media, and online platforms allow us to scale and monetize beyond borders. To scale and monetize beyond borders. What do you do? So you are, using platforms. Those platforms will circulate your post all over the world, and the post can go viral. It can go so much viral that you can even earn from it. The quote was that in the age of internet, if you are not online, you don't exist. If you are not online, you don't exist. I usually say if you're not online, you are winking in the dark. Only you know what you're doing, nobody else does. Yes, because you're winking in the dark. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to go on a short break now, and after the break, we'll continue with more review of other episodes. Thank you.
Harmogate, founded in 2008 out of a desire to build transgenerational structures for organizations, institutions, and nations. We have worked with large businesses, international development organizations, and public sector ministries and agencies. Harmogate, our uniqueness is that we do not just work for you, we work with you. For example, we do not leave you to the task after sourcing talent that will help the new hire settle into robust leadership development programs. We are technical experts in advising and supporting institutions on strategy and leadership, artificial intelligence, strategic human resource management, public sector reform, finance, audit and tax, FAT, and strategic communications. We do all this and more out of a desire to transform nations through institutions and organizations. For further inquiries, email contact@thearmogate.org or call +234 810 999 6666, +234 807 957 4151, and +161 0504 6026. www.thearmogate.org. Armogate, building to endure and transforming nations through institutions and organizations.
Welcome back. We're still on Armogate Radio Communications, where we are doing a final review of all the episodes we've been able to broadcast on the theme Monetize Your Mind, turning ideas into industry. And we've spoken about some of the things we spoke about in the episode. The first one, which was the power of the mind, your greatest asset. The second episode was from inspiration to infrastructure, that is building structures, processes, and systems around your ideas. The next was about, which was the third episode, spoke about ideas validation. How do you know that your idea is going to work? You need to validate it. Ideas validation across markets and cultures. Then you need to convert local brilliance. That's your local brilliance. That's what you are going to convert into global industry. It's a global industry. Then we spoke about the power of platforms and digital leverage, where we talked about the use of high digital tools, social media, and online platforms, which allow us to scale and monetize beyond borders. And the quote we spoke there was about the age, that in the age of the internet, if you are not online, you don't exist. Where I said my own quote was, if you're not online, you are winking in the dark. No one knows what you are doing but you. Now the sixth episode was about building a visionary organization. Building a visionary organization. That is where we needed to shift from our personal efforts to building teams, systems, and then look at the leadership pipeline. Build the leadership pipeline. Empower the people within the system. Empower them, promote them from one level to the other. Let them go for the required trainings. Let them do all that is required of a standard visionary organization. So the quote was, for leaders don't create followers. They create more leaders. Leaders don't create followers. They create more leaders. They create more leaders. In episode 7, we spoke about partnerships, pitching, and funding. How do you pitch your product to an would-be investor? When you are in the midst of investors, what do you say? What are their expectations? What do they want to see? So we examine how pitch ideas, bootstrap or raise capital, and build partnerships, like said, partnerships that accelerate growth. We examine the pitch, how the pitching idea, how to pitch your ideas, bootstrap or raise capital, and build partnerships that accelerate your growth. What do I mean? Many organizations will not be able to raise enough capital for themselves to scale. You need partners, you need things that can also give you leverage in order to get to the level where you'll be able to scale. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Episode 8 was about innovation, creativity, and staying relevant. Innovation, creativity, and staying relevant. This was where we emphasized continuous innovation, creativity as tools in email to remain relevant and future ready. I'll take that again. We emphasize continuous innovation and creativity as tools to remain relevant and future ready. You have to continue to be able to remain relevant. You have to, the continuous use of innovation. Yeah, that's it. And the quote we gave was, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Don't allow the future to happen to you. Create it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to continue from there. I want to connect all the dots now. So when we connect all these tools, we see a progressive roadmap, one that unlocks your mind, the other that builds structure. There's another that validates ideas. The global, you need to think global before you can generate ideas. Think global, leverage digital platforms. There are already digital platforms that you can leverage on. Leverage digital platforms. Form organizations, create teams, culture, either by culture, by team, but let them work together, let them be in groups. We also tell you, think, global. Think global, leverage digital platforms, form organizations, save and secure resources, pitch for funds, pitch for grants, go for business loans, interest-friendly business loans. Then finally, you need to stay innovative, keep creating and adapting. Together, these steps form a solid strategy for monetizing your mind and transforming ideas into sustainable industries. Now, here is your charge. Don't let your ideas die in your mind. Write them down, validate them, build structures, and attach and rather seek partners and keep innovating all the time. Start small, scale wisely, and think about sustainability, and you'll be fine. As Les Brown reminded us earlier, you don't have to be great to get started, but you certainly have to get started before you can be great. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. In conclusion, our journey for Q3 2025 on monetize your mind, turning ideas into industries, has been a very rewarding one that anyone can go back and listen to, which because our broadcasts are on demand, and we can always leverage on that platform. From understanding the power of your mind to building organizations to leveraging platforms, pricing, pitching rather for funding, staying innovative, we give you a blueprint for growth and sustainability. I, your anchor, Adiola Gbadebo, thanking you for being a part of this transformative series. Join us next quarter as we introduce our new theme and continue to explore strategies to accelerate your career and business with tech. I want to ask you to give us your feedback. You can on WhatsApp. You can reach us on 081 999. I'll take it again. You can reach us on WhatsApp on +234 810 999 6666. Let me take it again. +234 810 999 6666. That's our WhatsApp number. You can reach us on, send us a mail at contact@diamogate.org. Like we say, we're on social media, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, well, Instagram, just search at Amogate. Especially we're on YouTube. That is a bank of resources. Go to our YouTube channel, Amogate, then you can look at all the resources that are available there, both from our broadcast recently and from our broadcast, a few years back. We know that our broadcasts are on demand and would like you to take note of them. Go and check us out. Remember that this program comes up on Amogate Radio Communications. It comes up 5 p.m. every Thursday. 5 p.m. every Thursday. We'll soon start our second quarter. The last quarter, rather, and it promises to be explosive. Until next time, I'm your host, Adiola Gbadebo. Keep dreaming, keep building, and keep accelerating your career. Thank you.